Hi everybody, Moira McDonald here. Wee journal for you. This one is, in terms of size, roughly 5 by 6.5. The cover itself is a piece of upholstery fabric which I have sewn round the edges of. It's very frayed, and there's not really a lot you can do about that, but again, as far as I'm concerned, it's in keeping with the journal itself. The inside is scrapbooking paper, just there isn't anything else between the paper and the actual piece of fabric. We've got, for decoration, some doilies and a bit of lace here, a couple of ticket images that I did myself, and a tag made out of one of the time cards that Crafty Irina has sent me. Wee bit of music paper here, which is some of the music paper Edwina Kinch sent me. The tag itself, I've got a little sort of pink ribbon on. We've got an old, not sure if it's a Russian stamp or something like that, and a wee piece of lace with a wee sort of floral embellishment there, and some faux pearls. A wee die cut key there, and that's it. Back's completely plain, and there's a wee bit of fluff as always. To hang, we'll get that later. Right, so we'll go straight into the book and have a wee quick look at things. Inside the front cover, as I've said, it's scrapbooking paper I've used, and here's the first of the digital images. This is a new kit that I've put in my Etsy shop. It's primarily black and red. That was in my plans, and it's all all office type things that's in it. I was thinking when I did it, I don't know why, but for some reason that film Grand Hotel came into my head. I think the Barrymores were in it, and there was hundreds of really famous folk, but you're talking, I think it was made in something like the 1930s and the 1940s, and Joan Crawford was in it as the stenographer, and I think that's what I'm going to call the book, The Stenographer. So anyway, let's get into the book. I also learned how to do this. It's one of these wee file folder things, so I've made a couple of them from the papers that are in the book, and it has been lined on the inside with some tea stain paper, so you can use that for journaling. I don't journal, and I must admit I've always, from the moment I first saw junk journals, my plan was that they would, any I made would be used for people to make notes in. I'm conscious of the fact that some folk do really embellish, a 1,000-fold more than I do, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I love them, really, really love them. But for me, I don't know. I can understand why folk would want them, but at the same time, I feel if you're planning and keeping any notes of any sort, you are going to want somewhere to write it down. So in that respect, I always like to leave plenty of blank spaces. The pages here are actually coffee stained, and I did manage to print on coffee stained paper. I've tried it before and it didn't work. Gave it another go, and while I don't think I would want to do it if I had an expensive printer, it worked alright, so I'll let it go. Wee bit of stamping up the corner, book page from a kid's book that I've got, tracing paper, doily, one of my images. There's sewing round this because on the other side I've made a pocket, so it's like a double pocket if you like. There's a piece of lace here which can be used for tucking, and this pocket here is just more tea stain paper. I've put in a couple of tickets, again they're part of the kit, and a tag which uses one of the images from another page, and some black and gold eyelash trim. This is lined on the back with tea stain paper, and this is not part of the kit, but it is for sale in my Etsy shop, and it's a journaling card. I've done a series that I refer to as Shabby Chic. I think this is from the series that's all kid images. It's lined on the back, this particular one, with the other part of that time card from Crafty Irene, and called Distress Ink Round the Edge Vintage Photo. Stamping there. This is some Ledger's paper, which I believe came from the 50s and was very kindly gifted to me by Marie Blondell from Marie Blondell Journals, so check out her channel as well. And back onto the book, and this is another one of my pages, really here. One of Crafty Irene's glassine bags that I've cut down into 2 pockets. I made this little piece of ephemera from, I saw a, what do you call it, a video on YouTube from Izzy B. Hello Izzy B, I think you follow me. In fact, I'm pretty sure you do, because I think we've spoken a couple of times. She had done really nice cards using, this is done on an actual playing card. She'd used bigger cards, and if I'd had bigger cards I would have used them. What Izzy B had done was book page and then used pattern paper. I used some decoupage paper that I had, because I wanted to try and keep everything sort of black and red, and I got some dies recently of perfume bottles, so it's one of the dies that I cut out in black card, and I went over the embossed bit with some red gilding wax, and the back is covered with some composition paper for note taking, which was tea stained. Where were we? Oh, they were in here. And that's another one of my cards, not part of the kit. In fact, I don't think that is for sale in my Etsy shop yet, but that's one of my cards. Back to the, oh, wee bit of decoupage there, it's rice paper decoupage. Part of the kit, another one of the pockets here. I haven't put anything in this bit, but only because I haven't overwhelmed it with ephemera. And here is another one of my sort of shabby chic style cards, and lined on the back with the composition paper. Again, I must admit, for me, tuck spots are a wee bit of an afterthought. They shouldn't be, because obviously they're a really significant part of junk journals. And it wasn't until I was watching Laurie Girl on the Ridge recently, where she was talking about the use of pockets in terms of, she was finding it useful for keeping things like cards, you know, maybe hospital appointments or people that she'd met, and she was keeping a note of their name and address or their phone number or whatever. So in that respect, I think I'll need to pay more attention to pockets and try and make sure I put more in. Book page here, page from the kit. Here, just an ordinary envelope. I actually had to cut it down a wee bit. I have left it opened and done a wee bit of collage on the front. This is another wee ticket that I made recently. Wee envelope there. Here I've got another one of the file folders that I made to go with the kit. And you can obviously, it's lined with tea stain paper, so you can keep notes in there. Book page again, another pocket, another one of the Izzy B cards. Again, I did it the same sort of way. Izzy did, she did gold embossing, which looked absolutely fabulous, but she had stamps that were a good size, a Tim Holtz series, really good size for what she was doing. I don't have an awful lot of big stamps. I don't feel that, you know, if it's a big stamp, it's bigger than that probably. Another one of my cards from the Shabby Chic series. that fits in there. Other side of the glassine pocket with some decoupage there. Nothing in that particular pocket again, just there for you to keep your notes or whatever in. Marie's ledger paper again. Another couple of tuck spots here, a wee ticket which I have included as part of the kit, and just another wee piece of ephemera. In this particular instance I printed this out on paper that it was so described as, what do you call it? I think they called it vellum. It's not vellum, it's some sort of parchment paper. It's not, you know, like it's paper you can write on. It's not paper that you would use for seeing through or paper pricking or whatever. Another piece of tracing paper here, book page, and I have put, I printed out one of the book pages, in fact I think it's the last page in the book that I printed, and just stuck it with some washi at the top so you can do your wee notes and cover them over, keep them private. And there's the page there that I printed out, and there's a postcard that goes with the kit as well, using the same images from the tickets. And that's us. So one signature there. The signature is hidden, by the way. It's sewn to the card and the card was then glued onto the fabric. The closure is the burgundy red type sari silk. I think I'm down to my last 4 meters of it. I don't know how much I actually bought, but I seem to have bought an awful lot yet. So that's us. It'll be for sale, this book, in my Etsy shop. Any comments you want to make as regards the books, I'm only too happy to hear from you. Always nice to speak to you. Please like and subscribe and share if you do that sort of thing as well. We're getting close to 500 subscribers. As far as I'm aware, Vera, who won the 400 subscribers journal, still hasn't received it, which is really quite concerning. If that doesn't show up soon, I think I'll be making another one just to send to Vera, but I may well be doing another giveaway at 500, because let's face it, that is a bit of a milestone. So anyway, any comments, please feel free to leave them and let me know what you think. Thanks very much for your time today, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye guys, bye.